Hello group, Jeff here. Today I'm going to show you a solution I found for a problem I have when I go out with two scopes. I'll have two computers out on my cart, and my cart is, this would be one end and that's about the other end, and I'll have my mouse over here, so I can only use one mouse with one computer, and the other one I'll have to use the trackpad. And I've been kind of looking for a solution that will allow me to use one mouse that can span across both computers. And I believe I found that solution. And you can see that right here I have this mouse is controlling this computer, and this mouse is controlling this computer. So I will put this mouse here, and if you watch this mouse, as I move across, you can see that it's now on this computer. And I can start just about anything I want. In this particular case, I'll open up a link that I have on this computer, and on this one I'll start a browser just to start it. And I'll come back over here, and this is a program that you can get in at the Microsoft Store. And it's a Microsoft Garage project. And it's basically, Microsoft has like a little incubator where employees can go and work on side projects other than what they're paid to work on. And this is one of these projects. And the program that we're interested in is called Mouse Without Borders. Mouse Without Borders. And what this will do, once you load it, you would configure both machines because it's using Ethernet. In this particular case, I'm using Ethernet because I'm wired with both machines, but it would also work Wi-Fi. But it's using the IP addresses of the two machines to configure Mouse Without Borders. I will put a link for this below the video, and if you're interested, you can install this on, if you have a setup similar to mine, you can install it on two machines and away you go. So I will close this down, and I will close this down, and basically what I would do is I would have CP WI running on one machine, and on this machine I would do the same thing. Just go to start on both of these, and as you can see, I'm working between both machines with no problems. I'll start PhD. This one, we'll just close this. That's a new install, so I haven't had time to get her going yet. Same with this. Then I'll load Stellarium. I'll load Stellarium. And again, I've got the mouse that was attached to this machine is off to the side here, and I'm using this one mouse to control both machines. And as you can see, I can go pretty much anywhere I want. And I'm controlling both machines. So the interface to do that is in the system tray. Let me tab out of this so that I can get access to the system tray. And this is basically the interface. So, this is the IP manager. And these are the IPs for both of these machines, which is what Mouse Without Borders is using to configure the span. So if I wanted to change, I'm not going to do it, but if I wanted to change the span, I would just drag these around so that I would have, that would change how the span happens. In this particular case, because the machines have been running for a while, in this configuration, it knows that even though I changed which becomes the master, it's still going to span correctly. The other thing you can do is if you have multi-monitors in height, you can change the configuration so that you can then tell the program how you want to configure those monitors. If you have 4 computers, you could do the same thing with 4 computers. And we'll just close out of this. We'll close this. We'll close this. We'll close this. We'll go over here. We'll close this, this, and this. So I think if you have a setup similar to mine where you've got a small table or a cart and you've got a couple laptops sitting on top and you only got enough room for 1 mouse, this is the way to go. I've been using it for the past month in this configuration, just down here on my desk to test it out, and the only problem I've had is if the computer accidentally goes to sleep, then it loses that IP connection, and then all I do is wake the computer back up, and then it will reconfigure itself and it will start working again. So I have not had any troubles with this, and because it's using IP, and if you're wireless, I'm not sure if there's going to be a delay or not. I'm wired at the moment, and it's not doing a lot of data crunching. It's just calculating positions. So even though it's using the IP, well, let me open up. We'll go to Task Manager, Performance, Ethernet. We'll do the same thing on this machine. Task Manager, Ethernet, and you can see the spikes. And that's less than 100 kilobits per second. 56K, 150, 144 kilobits per second. So it's not using a lot of 40, 24, 16, 48. So it's not using a lot of bandwidth to make this work. Now, if you have, if your network is saturated, then it would slow down. And by that I mean if you're playing 4 HD streams on a gigabit network, you're not giving it a lot of room to do its job. So I think this is something that could work for people that have multi-machines and they have a couple scopes that they're controlling with these 2 machines, and you're looking for a way to use 1 mouse to span across both machines. This is your answer, Mouse Without Borders. Talk to you later, group. See ya.